and everything alike. My name is Uncle Jemima, and I am here with Gerg7. Gerg, say hi to the people.
What up, people? Dude, this is the OG stream right here.
Yeah, we're missing Eric, but no one really misses Eric.
Yeah, so
But
it's kind of a better stream than the OG stream in that sense.
yeah, but we're coming at you with I believe this is week 7 PMA LCS action. We have YALL going up against OTP. Let me just take a look at the standings here, just so I know what I'm talking about. But no one's clinched playoffs as of right now. I think we already established that. Let's see, OTP with a 6-6 record versus YALL with a 4-8 record. So YALL are definitely looking to trying to get some wins under their belt. Currently in the 10th seed. By the way, for those of you who don't know, the 8th and the ninth place seed will play a wild card for a bid into playoffs that is happening in
Mm.
about 4 weeks. So then right now, they need all the wins that they can get.
Yeah, and I think this is actually a really important series in that sense. Like it it is week 7, but being week 7, still a lot of chances to come back. And we're already right into pick ban here. A
Oh, wow, yeah,
Nivea
we are.
band. Wow, who would have guessed that a Nivea would be banned against Flesh?
Yeah, it's pretty much the standard bans against Flesh, Dylan Youngs, Hiramar, but we also see a Morgana and a Caitlyn ban as well from the side of OTP, along with an Oriana ban. Yeah, it looks like they're just gonna go ahead and triple ban Flesh here with the Anivia, Oriana, and the Aurelian Soul.
I mean, that's actually kind of interesting. I mean, I think he still has Zillion. They might actually look to first pick away Zillion. He still has other things that he can flex to, but it kind of makes sense for what they're trying to do. And Ari ban as well. That's technically 5 if you want to count Morgana, but we'll say 4 mid lane bans. Funny note, actually, Flesh did get lessons from my GM BT mid laner, so I'm expecting him to pop off a little bit tonight.
Oh, we actually see the Rumble going top lane. I believe that's going to be for Maximilian, if I'm not mistaken. He plays that champion very well, has seen a lot of comfort in it, so I definitely think that's going to be the play here. But also interesting to see, Ganween has the power to go Garen. I don't know if he wants to go Garen into the Rumble, but I guess we'll just see. Maybe the Zillion pick is going to be the pickup here, but we see the Sivir. Pretty safe, pretty much the PMA LCS special. And the Alistar, wow, that's going to be for Grant, one of his main playmaking champions.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense, kind of what you're going to saying. Like, Sivir's safe. Alistar is just something that Slog has consistently played and played well. Braum, definitely a good counter to that, though. I don't know what they're going to get as their AD carry. I would assume they'd probably go Lucian here. Yeah,
Yeah.
that does make sense. I would say that it's still not a winning lane versus Sivir Alistar because Sivir Alistar can just constantly shove you under your tower, and you have to really be looking to make plays. I'm just not a fan of this first pick Rumble. And again, they ban 3 of Flesh's mid laners and then allow him to pick mid in the third pick here without an answer to it. That is a huge mistake by y'all in your pick ban there. If you're going to target ban someone like that, you have to either, number one, have a champion in mind that you want to first pick that you know he won't have a counter for, or number two, make sure that he's not going to be able to third pick something on red side that he's very comfortable on. Has
Yeah.
definitely played this champion before. I believe he's played it 3 or 4 times now at this point.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I do agree. It's kind of a little bit of a fumble here in the pick ban on the side of y'all. Zillion Zillion is his sorry about that. Zillion is the fourth champion in Flesh's pool. And I do agree, you kind of have to hard commit into getting him into that 5th pick since you've already committed so much. So it's, to kind of have a little, I guess, so to say, a half-assed, target ban against Flesh. It's not really going to pay a lot of dividends because he's shown that he's really good on the Zillion, as we see an Evelyn ban for the side of y'all and a Sejuani Lissandra ban on the side of OTP, and that's kind of the problem. Nate in the mid lane has shown a lot of proficiency on the Lissandra, and because they didn't pick him in the first round, he gets banned out. So now I'm very interested to see what y'all has in mind to counter this Zillion in the mid lane, as we see a Yorick ban as well.
Yeah, I think y'all's pick ban should have been first pick Lissandra. I just don't. I'm not necessarily a fan of the Rumble. Like number one, it's not really that contested. Like they're not going to pick away Rumble, so there's really no point picking him there. But like on the opposite end, you show that your solo lane is, then you give them whatever bottom lane they want. So they go Sivir Alistar, so you go Lucian Braum as a response, and then they get a priority mid laner. And now the Hecarim coming out, that could technically be a flex, could be top lane. I don't know if Ganween can play it. But I definitely know that Theatrics can play it. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of y'all's pick ban so far. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah. And also the Lucian Braum is very low range as compared to the Sivir. So I'm not really sure. I mean, Braum and Lucian go very, very well together anyway, but I'm not really sure about the Sivir Alstars. We'll see a Zac pickup here. That's, I believe, is
Hmm.
going to be for Syracuse. So the engage options as of right now that y'all have are pretty substantial. You have the Braum that can use your you can use your peel. You have the Rumble, which counters or which synergizes very well with the Braum Zac. So what does y'all look here in the mid lane? Oh, a Swain.
Actually, not a bad pick. I like that pick a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you have the Swain ultimate on top of the Rumble ultimate, and on top of Zac just trying to dive you. Zillion, besides the little speed up, is an immobile champ, quote unquote, so to say. As we see a Malphite hover. I don't think that goes very well into the Rumble. Malphite usually wants to stack the armor instead of the magic resist, but it doesn't matter. I guess OTP feel as if the ultimate is always going to be substantial enough to warrant just a bad laning phase for Malphite, in my opinion, in the top lane.
Yeah, I do not think that was the right pick there. I think it's okay for your team fighting, but I think that's going to be a very rough lane in a lane that you do not want that Rumble to get ahead. I mean,
Uh-huh.
this is a very early game lane dominating team from the side of y'all, and if OTP don't respect that, they're going to be in for an interesting mid game.
Yeah, I do agree. So let's take a look at the team comps as a whole. You have y'all with the Rumble, Braum, Lucian, Zac, and the Swain. Very, very I guess is the better 5v5 initiators, as well as they do have a lot of disengage as well. So y'all have the team fighting comp. Meanwhile, you have OTP, Sivir Alistar, Zillion, Hecarim, Malphite. You have the Malphite that's able to engage into the backline. You have the Hecarim that's going to be able to easily go into the backline as well. But the backline isn't exactly that. I mean, the Swain is going to be naturally beefy. The Lucian, the Lucian's always going to be a diveable target and whatnot. But other than that, I think both of these teams went for a 5v5 comp. So I'm kind of lost here as to who exactly has the better hand.
Um, I mean, all right. If you want to break it down as far as, I mean, I consistently say the best way to just to know whether or not your team's going to be successful in a PMA LCS match is this your team is the easiest to pull off. And I actually think that OTP's team is pretty easy to pull off,
Right.
mainly for two reasons. Number one, it obviously is the Sivir Alistar bottom lane, something comfortable for both of them. But number two, the Zillion Hecarim combo is not something to underrate at all. It does provide a lot of different. It provides a lot of movement speed, hard engage opportunities for with disengage afterwards, which Adam needs because Adam is a very aggressive jungler. So I think it kind of plays to their team very well.
Yeah, and I mean the Malphite is pretty is pretty straightforward as well. So that's interesting. Yeah, I do want to agree with that. Is that it does seem that OTP has the easier team comp to go ahead and pull off. However, if the Rumble can get ahead in this 1v1 matchup, which in my opinion I think will happen, just by the traditional stances of both of these champions, and if the Swain can get off very very early against Flesh, I mean the Zac will be able to gank at level 3. Hecarim has a lot of gank ability as well, but it's kind of hard to gank a Swain in my personal opinion. Although Swain, by traditional standards, is an immobile champion as well, but he's actually going to be beefy. Um, I think y'all has a lot of rewards set in place if they can have a very explosive early game. If the Zach can get around, create pressure, create winning lanes, I think y'all have a very good chance, especially if the Zach can kind of equalize the Sivir Alistar lane, because the Rumble I don't foresee having any problems against the Malphite. If the Zach can focus on the bottom lane, get this Lucian Braum to at least go even in the lane against the Sivir Alistar coming mid game, I think y'all have a very good shot, and they're going to be extremely strong in the mid game to pull off this composition.
Dylan saying, you know what else is easy to pull off? Greg's pass. You're not wrong. And you know how you can find out? By coming and joining us at PMA LCS Live, happening at
That's
the
right.
end of May. I'm going to go ahead and advertise it by putting the Google Doc link in chat. You are all welcome to come. It's going to be a great time. People are driving. Merry will be had.
Yeah,
Pickstar didn't happen. Well, you can get your picks there. What is this? What overlay? Which one is what overlay? Is it my in-a-game one?
I don't know. I don't have stream pulled up, actually. I should probably do that.
It's nice to have the chat, you know?
Yeah. Also, PMA LCS Live related. I am actually, I guess I'll just go ahead and announce it here. I'm actually planning on an event after PMA LCS Live, where me and a group of brothers, I'm not going to name them just yet, but me and a group of brothers are planning to go down to a river and float a river in Texas right after PMA LCS Live. So all the events and everything will go down Sunday, like around noon or so. We'll drive down. We will go to a river. We'll float it, and it'll be very, very good times to be had. As of right now, we don't exactly have all the plans for that, but keep in mind that I will be posting something to that manner in the spreadsheet. So make sure you're looking at the spreadsheet every day. You never know when something else is going to turn up.
Well, shit. Fucking hype, boys.
This is also my my announcement to Greg as well, because I have not told Greg this.
No?
But I've talked to a couple of brothers about it, so you know I'm trying to gauge and see if we can get enough people, because if it's only like 2 or 3, it's you know. But if we can get a little bit more, it'd be a lot more fun. But we are going to be in the spectator delay. So predictions. Who do you think wins this game, Greg? Just based off of champ select here.
I think it goes to OTP. I think banning away 3 mid laners from Flesh and then not picking your mid in your first rotation and letting him still have Zillion is a pretty big mistake. Like I said, mentioned earlier, the combination of the Zillion Hecarim is such an effective combination together, and it also just really likes to highlight the playstyle that Adam has and just kind of his Hecarim mindset. But I mean, I really think the mid lane pick was just not ideal for them, especially Flesh having 5 games on Orianna, 3 on Aurelion Soul, and his third most played is Zillion with 3 as well. So I think this really plays into their team well, and I think they're going to come out on top.
Okay. Well, I'm actually going to give it to y'all. I think Syracuse will be able to create just a lot of pressure, that constant gank ability that Zach has. Syracuse has shown that he can be the pivot point for y'all, and I think he's going to be the pivot point this game as well, especially if he, like I said before, if he goes bottom lane, if he equalizes the Sivir Alistar matchup. I think they have a very, very legitimate shot in the mid game. I'm going to give it to y'all for my game 1 predictions. But we would like to know what your guys' predictions are. Anybody that's in the chat, go ahead and give that hashtag y'all win or hashtag OTP win. I know there's only like 8 of y'all, but still, it's kind of nice to have the chat every once in a while. But yeah, that's pretty much.
Hashtag y'all win. Hashtag OTP win. Hashtag reverse sweep. Hashtag cry myself to sleep. Hashtag I hate myself.
Hashtag spoilers.
Hashtag I hate myself.
Hashtag spoilers.
PMALCS games. Let's go. No, but I think you do make some interesting points there. I do think that for the side of y'all, their win condition is really that Rumble. Like if Rumble can just dominate the lane, maybe get a gank off earlier too, it's going to be extremely hard to come back from that. But
Mhm.
on the opposite side, if Ganween is able to survive through laning phase and kind of not have any problems, then they're going to have a massive advantage just with how easy that composition is to pull off.
Yeah, I do expect, hopefully, team communication wise, once Ganween gets six, I do believe that they're going to be going for a bottom lane play. That'd be the easiest kind of play to go around. Rumble, again, depending on how the the early lane goes, will have dominance. So, you start to kind of snowball another lane's lead, and, you kind of give up first turret, which, you know, it is going to probably happen here. I don't want to I don't want to, call it out like that, but like, again, just the traditional sense of the lane. Also interesting to note, Theatrix opting for the Smite Ignite
Yeah, I mean, that's
instead
what you
of the
do.
Smite Ghost.
Yeah, that's usually what you do.
Oh, okay.
I actually kind of tend to agree with Ali's point in chat, which is y'all's team fight is just too much harder to execute on. And I actually feel like that's true. I mean, if you think about it, like when you think about Zach and Rumble combination, like, is it really that easy to do? You know what I mean? I mean, you're really either
Hmm.
you're gonna ult off the initial jump or you're gonna ult off his ult afterwards. So I think that's just something they'll really need to communicate and just make sure that they have organized. Also, my client is like not loading in, so when
That's fine. I'll pause at a
freeze it like
minute.
10 seconds or something.
10 seconds. All right, bet.
Are you loaded in already?
I am not, like, it's at 0% for me, but I'm in, like, the character screen. Oh, I'm at 38%. So yeah, I'm loading in. All right, I'm here. I will pause at 10 seconds in game
I'm gonna
and pause.
try to do this.
Let me make sure I line up the portraits.
Friends, I think my league client has just pooped itself.
Oh boy, that's not what you want to hear.
I can see my mouse.
Progress.
Yeah, so I don't know what to do.
Um. Hmm.
I'm just gonna give it a second or two. I think it's just
All right.
thinking about what it wants to do.
That's usually how it is, especially with a Riot client. So as we have a little pause in the action and waiting for Greg to load into the game, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of these masteries here. We see Iron 4 Noob, the Rumble with the Arcane Comet. We have Syracuse with the Aftershock, Nate with the Swain on the or rather Swain with the Phase Rush, pretty standard. Freedom Penguin with Press the Attack, pretty standard. Saga Slasha, not going the TSM Brawn build, is going to go Guardian instead of the Unsealed Spellbook. And then on the other side, we have Ganwian with the Grasp with the Undying, Theatrix with the Conqueror, Fwesh with the Airy, Jirachi, Fleet Footwork, and Slago with the Aftershock. So, some initial thoughts on that is I don't know why Ganwian went Grasp with the Undying when he knows he's not going to be able to, proc it. Like, you're never going to proc that mastery, so, maybe an Arcane Comet would have been something a little bit better. You get into the blue tree a little bit, or I'm not even sure what his secondary is right now. But you get into the blue tree. Actually, can I press tab? I actually can't. Okay. Get into the blue tree, a little bit more mana. He's opting for the Corrupting Potion start as well. Uh, if it was Comet, it would have been a lot. It would have been a lot better, and it would have made a lot more sense. But I think Comet would have been a little bit better there. Iron 4 Noob
I think
with
the only
the
solution is I need to restart my computer. My league
okay,
client has kerplumped.
okay, all right.
I will
Well,
be right back.
Yeah. Don't go away anywhere, chat. We're just gonna do a quick little restart. Technical difficulty sounds now.